Hello, this video is how to create a CPA-only influencer marketing program. In this session, we're going to cover how to create an influencer marketing program where they are only paid on results, so no prepayment. We're going to use a project that I worked on. We'll cover the challenges and the approach that was taken to achieve this. The challenges then, and these may be common to most brands. No samples were to be provided to influencers. There was to be no prepayment to influencers. All results must be trackable. Payment must only be made on the conversion of a customer. And lastly, the influencers were required to pay towards the service. So then, what approach do we take? I've broken the approach down into 5 sections. The first being the idea. The idea then should be to create a home and community for influencers. You want to create a place they can be excited about, something that is intriguing, something that captures their interest. This will help to break down barriers around prepayment and money in general. It's wise to make it have a memorable name, make it echo the ambitions of the brand, and to create a sense of fear of missing out. Next, onto perks. Influencers should be able to access the service for free based on results or receive some form of discount on the service. There should be incentives that the brand offers the influencer to provide for their audience to help them develop and engage their own audience with the product or service. And brands should provide personal branding advice for influencers to help them develop their own business. These perks, again, can help break down barriers and remove the need for prepayment when working with influencers. Onto commission then. This is the element where the influencer is paid on results. This should be long-term, preferably with a recurring model. Everything should be explained in the long term. You should be looking to create a long-lasting relationship with influencers and position the commission model as supporting their lifestyle and ability to support themselves and continue as influencers. The commission must be competitive versus the market. On to support then. This is really important. Personalizing this process as much as possible will greatly help the influencer feel wanted, appreciated, and special. I would characterize this as try to make the approach where you approach influencers akin to receiving an invite for an audience with the Queen at Buckingham Palace. You can do this through a very nice email. You could even send something physical in the post or even a video invite. But make sure that their name is used and you don't take a BCC, so a blind carbon copy approach. Reference their content so that they know that you know something about them and that you picked them for a reason. Pick up on any personal elements. So it may be that they share the values of your brand and you'll want to echo that in your invitation. Make sure also that there's one-to-one dedicated support and they have someone that can look after them as they work with the brand and go through the onboarding process. Lastly, you want to make the influencer marketing program accountable to the business. I would encourage and advise a paid on results through an affiliate network approach, whereby influencers are invited to join an affiliate network and which will allow you to issue them with a tracking link so that you can then view all of their performance from click right through to revenue, through to conversions, through to average order value, and more. Have a formal onboarding process and communicate that with them. Make sure it has as few steps as possible and is easy for them to get through. Remain in frequent conversation with influencers to make sure you understand what they're doing, that they're proactively posting content, and there's a general sense that they are working hard for the brand. And lastly, make sure to support them with any technical and tracking needs that they may have, because this will help to make sure that all of their content is trackable and therefore accountable. I provided an example of a meal subscription service that I've totally made up. First, on the idea. The idea for the brand could be to transform how the world eats and to improve the nutrition of everybody. That then can be echoed in the influencer program. The influencer program could be named something like Nutrition Hero, where influencers are invited to become nutrition heroes and help people around the world improve their nutrition by changing their eating habits. This then ties into some of the personal interests, because influencers that already have an interest in helping people improve their nutrition or are conscious around maybe how eating habits affect the environment will immediately have something to resonate and buy into with the brand. Again, this removes the idea of prepayment and divorces the demands of money. What you want to do with the idea is tap into the personal interests and motivations of the influencer. Then they'll be more willing to work on a paid on results basis. The perks then could be a discounted meal subscription, attending events, creating their own personalized meal plan, which can be sold by the brand, and branding and social media coaching. So the brand can assign someone to help their influencers develop their own business and brand, which in turn helps them reach more people, which helps them drive more brand awareness and conversions for the business. On commission, a recurring model of some sort where they earn money over the long term to help support their lifestyle. There could be milestone bonuses. The initial commission should be attractive. And again, this commission is all about helping them remain influencers and being able to support themselves, because if they can do that, then they have more time to invest in content to help promote the brand. Support then could be an onboarding pack in a special meal plan box. It could have written materials, feature a t-shirt, maybe feature some sort of custom food. The sky's the limit, and you can be very creative with that. Make sure to amplify their content on social media. So when they do a post that the brand's particularly happy with, it could be posted on the brand's own social channels to help them drive awareness. But it's also a great way of the brand getting free content as well. They should have a dedicated person to manage them. And overall, it should be as easy as possible for the influencer to work with the brand. Lastly, on accountability, all activity will be tracked through a network. There will be content monitoring by the dedicated support. So that person would be monitoring how often or frequently or proactively they are with posting. They should have a unique link or code or something unique so that the results can be attributed back to them directly. And again, in general, all activity should be trackable. On to findings then, and back to the project itself. I found that it can work. Influencers can work on a CPA-only paid on results model if you can get them to care enough, which we managed to do. You should definitely expect declines, as some influencers may strictly only work on a paid on results basis. It's a marathon, not a race, and it's an approach that will scale organically. The way to look at it is the first crop of influencers, you want to make sure they're as successful as possible. Word will then spread, and they will help inspire more influencers to join. And it also gives the business a good case study when trying to recruit other influencers that working on a CPA-only paid on results model can sufficiently remunerate them for their efforts. It has to be exciting, it has to be easy to join, and ultimately it's a numbers game. So the more influencers you can compile on a shortlist and approach, the more likely it is that you'll have a group of influencers willing to work on a paid on results basis. The results then I've found on implementing this approach are that I've managed to gain several participants for clients, so several influencers that are willing to work on a paid on results basis. They are proactive in posting, and we've had some high quality posts go out. They can generate conversions and clicks, and it is quite a cost-effective way of working with influencers because it's on a paid on results basis. If you have any more questions on how to create an influencer marketing program on a CPA-only basis, then here are my contact details and feel free to get in touch. And you can also check out my book, The Advertiser's Guide to Affiliate Marketing, on Amazon. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and leave a comment down below if you need any help.